What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, Carnivorous Beast. So I recently was at a farmer's market looking at all the different products that they had there, and it kind of got me thinking about how us Brits got it right when it comes to sort of the eating carnivore type foods, especially sort of the nose to tail traditionally. Now, a lot of these foods are sort of fallen out of favour in recent times, but I'd like to sort of reinvigorate them again, sort of, get them out there, get people thinking about them, maybe even trying them as well. So I'm going to, in the future as well, try them out myself and maybe make my own sort of versions of them as well, just to make them more carnivore. Now, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video as well and share with anybody else that you may think that may like this video. Also as well, I'd love to know what you guys will think about these foods, so please throw some comments in down below. So without further ado, let's get to the meat of the video. So first off, we have a steak and kidney pudding. Now, steak and kidney pudding is a traditional British main course in which stewed beef steak and ox kidney is enclosed in a beef suet pastry, and it's sort of slow steamed on a stove top. Now, other than the pastry, this is a highly nutritious meal using ox kidney, which is high in vitamin B12, selenium, riboflavin, choline, among many of the different vitamins and minerals. So very nutritious there. And it also utilises beef suet within the pastry, which is a great way of using all of the animal and as a way of increasing fats as well. Again, mixed in with the steak. So you can look at this meal and go, okay, there is a pastry, there is sort of the gravy side of things inside, but predominantly, once again, we're using that steak and we're using that kidney. So hopefully YouTube doesn't censor this, but this is the real name of the next product, and that is faggots. Now, faggots are meatballs made from sort of minced offcuts of meat and offal as well. So it usually uses the pork, which is traditionally sort of pig's heart, liver, fatty belly, and also some bacon as well. So together they mix out with some like herbs for flavouring, and sometimes they do add breadcrumbs in it to sort of bulk it out. So it's a traditional dish in the UK, especially sort of South and Mid Wales and sort of South English Midlands as well. Now, this is what I had bought from the farmer's market, and it's absolutely delicious, and it uses a lot of the offal and offcuts as well from the animal, so including something called caul fat, which is the bear with me, the omentum membrane from the pig's abdomen as well. So it's using a lot of the animal. Another variation is pig's fry, which is testicles wrapped in the fat as well, the pig's caul. Now, I'm going to look at making my own version of this as well, instead of using breadcrumbs, using sort of pork rind flour instead, so keep an eye out for that one as well. But once again, this is an incredibly nutritious meal, using all of that offal, and it is absolutely delicious. So something I want to see back again in the British menu. So next up is a real quick and easy one, and that is liver, bacon and onions. Now, really don't have to go into depth with that one, it's all sort of very self-explanatory, but it's an old popular dish in probably, I think you'd say, the 19th and 20th century in the UK. Kind of fallen out of favour now, but again, you can get liver so cheap, and the bacon as well added to it. Okay, you've got the gravy, you've got the onions, not necessarily carnivore, but it's not going to hurt you, and you're using real nutritious meats. So up next is haggis. Now, haggis is a traditional British dish and is a savoury pudding containing a sheep's pluck, which is the heart, liver and lungs. It's minced with onions, oatmeal, suet, spices and salt, and usually a stock as well, and it's cooked traditionally encased in an animal's stomach as well. Now, once again, this meal heavily practices the nose to tail eating and carnivore diet, and if you took away the oats and the onion, you've got a full carnivore meal there. Now, this is again a real tasty dish. Doesn't sound appealing to many people, but it's a very, very nutritious, tasty piece of food that I'd like to see back again on a British menu more often, using all of the offcuts of animal as well, instead of letting any of it go to waste. So if you haven't already tried it, please do go out and try some haggis. So up next is black pudding, or as other people call it, blood pudding. It's a distinct regional type of blood sausage originating from the UK. It's not too dissimilar to haggis. So it's made from pork blood with pork fat or beef suet, and a cereal which is usually sort of oatmeal, oat groats or barley groats as well. So once again, minus the oats in this one, is a very sort of nose to tail carnivore meal as well. Really sort of peppery flavour to this. It's really delicious. A way of utilising the pig's blood instead of letting that go to waste as well, and also using fat as well. So if you haven't tried black pudding, as we call it here, or blood pudding, I believe they call it in America and other places around the world, do give that a go. Really tasty. And although yes, it does have oats within it, it's not a big amount of it, and it's not going to affect you that much. So give that a go using that pig's blood. I can't talk about British food without mentioning the Great British Breakfast. So full breakfast is a substantial meal, often served in the UK, all around the UK. It typically includes bacon, sausages, eggs, black pudding, baked beans, tomatoes, mushrooms, toast, and usually served with like a hot drink, so tea or coffee. Now, I know what you're going to say. It's got beans, tomatoes, mushrooms, and especially toast as well. And yes, I would recommend taking especially the baked beans and the toast out, but the rest isn't really that bad for you. And the majority of the plate is predominantly carnivore and really tasty. Something that, you know, I love to eat as well. You know, get good quality sausages to make sure that they are gluten free, that they are as close to 100% meat as you can. The bacon as well, try and get some real good quality bacon, and the eggs as well, make sure they're free range. You know, that is the sort of big basis, and you know, add a black pudding to that, as I mentioned to you earlier about that. That's a way of getting that fat in, the blood, you know, you bit of nose to tail. Really enjoyable breakfast. If you haven't tried an English one, take away the beans, take away the bread, but enjoy the rest. So the final one I have for us today is the Scotch egg, and it consists of a whole, soft or hard-boiled egg wrapped in sausage meat and coated in breadcrumbs. And I think you can either have it baked or deep fried as well. Now, I've read many recipes that substitute that bread for pork rind flour, and I'm going to give this a go in the future, so keep an eye on my channel for this recipe. So I'm going to make it 100% carnivore, because obviously as it stands, it's probably about 90% carnivore, which isn't that bad. Again, obviously we do want to avoid the breadcrumb side of things, so looking for an alternative is absolutely great, and I'm going to present this to you guys. But a really tasty sort of snack as well, which you can, you know, really fill yourself up if you do need that at that time, or if you just want a small lunch, you know, go for yourself and have this Scotch egg. Now, yeah, a really tasty bit of food. So that is just a short list of the British meals that I think we should reinvigorate into our diet, that use a lot of nose to tail carnivore, but still making it delicious, still making real good tasty foods. Now, I'd love to know what you think about these meals. Have you tried them? What do you think of them? Have you made your own sort of like 100% carnivore versions of these? Also as well, let me know where you're from in the world as well, and whether you have any sort of regional foods from your countries that are using nose to tail carnivore as well. Like, I'd love to hear these different recipes, maybe try them out myself. So put those in the comments down below. If you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button and that like button as well. Share this with friends, family, anybody who you think may be interested. So once again, thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.